Hey, we're here at LeaderCon 2025. I'm here with Pastor Javi. Pastor Javi, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do in ministry? What's your role?
So I am currently the pastor at Praise Chapel Rancho, Cucamonga. I've been in full-time ministry there since 2017. And my wife is the admin for PC Global Network. And for funsies, we work together and we put on conferences like the World Conferences, the conference we're at right now, which is LeaderCon. We administrate that, coordinate that, logistics, get all that stuff down. And here we are.
Awesome. So quick question.
Yes.
When it comes to leadership, how do you decide, in your experience with leaders, how do you gauge when someone's ready to take on a leadership role?
It's very easy. I think it's accountability. I think a person who, I don't mind someone who stresses, because you know it is to be a leader. Stress comes with it, right? Look at how much gray hair I have on my face. Stress comes with it, but it's how they handle the stress. And I think I've seen people in our church who have been, put to the test, trials and tribulation. Some can't handle it well, and it's their character starts to show.
Yeah.
But it's those who, no matter when the licks keep coming, they keep on ticking, man. They just they take it in stride. Some of them are even thankful for those trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
And those are the leaders that I believe that are the ones who are gonna prevail in the end, and God's gonna use. So that's how I gauge it. I gauge it on how a person's character, how they deal with circumstances, how they deal with others. Character for me is trumps talent. Yeah,
Absolutely. Can you think of a time, maybe a challenge you faced or a mistake you made in leadership, and maybe something you learned from it?
Yeah. So there was a couple times where being silent is what messed me up. It was more important for me to not look bad, not look confrontational by correcting something that should have been corrected, because I wanted to be the nice guy.
Yeah.
And
jeopardize the relationship or something.
yeah, and then what I ended up doing is ended up costing it was like a chain reaction of a lot of offense, that if I was as a leader, I should have corrected said person for their offense, and it didn't go without correction, and it caused a lot of damage that it even came back to me, as in, later on it's like, well, you should have said something. And I was like, you're right, I should have, but I didn't. And so that to me is, to this day, is I rather deal with things as they happen in order to break anything detrimental that can hinder someone's purpose. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Deal with it quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. One last question.
Yes.
What advice would you give to somebody just starting out in leadership in church?
Be okay to fail. There's many times in my life where we tried lots of things and lots of things went wrong. They headed south and they failed. But, just because you plant something and it doesn't become fruitful, well, guess what? God's giving you another place to plant somewhere else. And so be vigilant in what God's telling you, and be faithful into planting. The more you plant, the more you sow, the more you reap. So eventually, when you do reap and when you see that fruit, it'll come. God's faithful. So don't be afraid to fail. Use that as a means to, all right, God, well, this didn't work. Show me something else. Show me something new, and God will do it. And this has been the story of my life. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.